Well, English is made up of 45 sounds. That's all there are in the English language, 45 sounds. Those 45 sounds are put on paper in 75 different ways. So I begin by teaching these are the sounds and these are how you put them on paper. And they learn a beautiful style of printing to get them on paper. Then we combine that information with the rules of English spelling and we can produce any word from the smallest to the largest in the whole dictionary. For example, there's a rule about the letter C. It has two sounds. It'll either say k or it'll say s. In the program I teach a simple rule that tells you when it says k and when it says s. And the rule is, if a C is followed by an E, I or Y, it says S every time, and you can take it to the bank. Take the word cement, C followed by E. City, C followed by I. Or cyclone, C followed by Y. And look at the second syllable of cyclone, where the C is followed by an L. So the sound won't be S, it becomes K, and we get cyclone. Well, the Soundway will help anybody who needs to improve their skills of reading and writing. Anyone who's not happy with the level of their children's or their own reading and writing level, the Soundway will do it every time. Powerfully. It's as effective with an adult as it is with a child. Anybody who can't read and write, it's not got anything to do with intelligence, but it's got everything to do with the way they're taught. And the Soundway will take anybody and within a few weeks lift their standards 2, 3, 4. And we've had adults improve up to nearly 9 years in one stage there. Yeah, very much so. We've been in China. We had 6 professors out of the Foreign University of Shanghai oversight some of the teaching we did, and the results were totally outstanding. We had one child there improved, a 13-year-old, 4 years in their spelling ability. And they were proclaiming this needs to be throughout all schools in China. Yes, I'm often asked that. ADHD, ADD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, they're often just names that are attached to a person who's having difficulties and, well, there's nothing you can do if they've got those problems. But it's not quite the truth. You can absolutely do something for any of those people, and amazingly, dyslexia and even dyspraxia goes away and the person is able to read, write and spell and concentrate on what they're doing. You know, I've been into schools where the teachers have tossed their heads and said, you think this is going to work with these students? You've got to be kidding. They won't sit for 5 minutes. And then those same students end up sitting for 20 minutes, head down, not a word, working away. Given the body of knowledge that I teach, given the practice and the time to practice that I give the student, those things just evaporate and the student starts succeeding. Well, on average, the Soundway will improve any student's ability 2 to 3 years, but it is not uncommon to have a 5, 6 and even 7-year increase with teenagers or adults. The Soundway comprises of a full set of DVD teaching lessons, face-to-face, one-to-one with myself and the student. They take 40 minutes, followed by a 20-minute workshop book lesson. All of these are found within the kit that you get, and there's an introductory DVD which gives clear explanation to how the whole thing works and what your part will be. It's very easy. All the teaching is on the DVDs. There's no outside teaching or input necessary. There's a manual that the students work in, there's a workshop book, and if they make a mistake as we work through the program, I treat them as a positive because now we know what you need to look at, so we just rehearse that, fix that. Each lesson is only about an hour and 10 minutes. That includes the workshop book that follows the 40-minute DVD lesson. Well, there's 2 programs. There's the junior program and the senior program. The senior program is 36 lessons. So if a person were to do that in the home 3 times a week, they'd be through it in 12 weeks. The junior program's 53 lessons. because it's little kids, they work at a slower rate and I take it more gently with them. Even though it's the same body of knowledge, if they do 3 times a week, 3 into 53, it'll take them about 15 weeks in the home. In the school system, you can get through it in 8 weeks. There was a major literacy review done in America in 2000. They spent nearly $2 billion on it. They came to some findings. In England, they had the independent review done by a chappie named Rose, went through the House of Lords, and they said, we want this throughout every school in the UK. In the next year, in Australia in 2005, we had our National Literacy Review too. They all came to the same conclusions. Any program's got to be intensive phonics, it's got to be cumulative, it's a body of knowledge that accumulates, it's got to be sequentially developed, and if the student knows there's an end to it, it helps enormously. And a student knows when you get to this stage, you've reached the body of knowledge in its entirety that's necessary to understand and work with English. I believe it's different because it's the full body of knowledge that's out there, integrated into one system, which is then presented systematically, cumulatively, meaning it comes to an end. And by the time a child is 10-year-old in the school system, they can know all there is to know about the mechanics, as I call it, the understandings of the English language and how it works. The Soundway was developed by myself over 22 years, and it began because I had students who had a need. Nobody could fix these kids, and so I went out and found a way to fix them. Then I found it was working equally well with adults, so now it's used for both children and adults. I was working at the time in a primary school, and we'd come up from Bustleton, and I was asked to help some remedial children. Well, I knew I didn't have the answers, and I knew that all my training and in-services I'd been to hadn't helped me or given me the knowledge I needed. So I thought, well, if I'm going to take these kids on, I need more information and more understanding. So I set out on my quest and research, and over a period of the last 22 years, the Soundway evolved to what it is today. I'm fully satisfied that now it's so powerful, so effective, that it will help any adult or any child who has a need in the literacy areas. I think it's excellent value. Spread over a year, it's less than $20 a week for a program that the entire family can use. And it's the sort of thing that once you've got this job done, it's done forever. And I know of many people who have approached me and taken the program who have spent tens of thousands of dollars, literally, trying to fix their problems with their students and their kids. Yes, there are. With businesses and workplace and schools, we have site license agreements, and to get the details, go through the contacts page there and get in touch with us.